Hi everyone! Today I am doing my everyday makeup look, and now when I say everyday, I kind of mean every day that I don't work. Because when I work, on days when I work, I have to be to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I am not a morning person, so I don't wake up that much earlier than when I need to be at work. I usually wake up around 6:15 or so, which is probably even less time than I should give myself. But on my everyday off, this is what I've been wearing lately. I've been really liking this, and this lip is kind of if I feel like having a day or if I'm gonna go out at night, I'll pop on this lip with this look, and at the end of the tutorial I show you kind of more of a daytime lip. So I hope you all enjoy this video. So first I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and I always use my little rose gold Tweezerman eyelash curler, and my eyelashes do that kind of obnoxious like horse thing where they just go straight down. I have quite long eyelashes, but they just don't like to hold a curl, so an eyelash curler is super necessary for me. And sometimes I will curl throughout the lash just to give it more of a natural curl, as opposed to like one of those things where they just kind of flick up and they look terrifying and they feel awful. So I'm just going to curl my lashes. And I have my little hand mirror down here that I'm going to be looking into. Just already I look more awake and ready to be alive, except for maybe if I had some color in my face I'd look a little more alive. Alright, I think those are good. Next I'm going to use the Julep Blank Canvas Eye Primer, or Eyelid Primer. It's mattifying, and I have little purpley veins in my eyes, so I like to cover those up before I do anything, especially if I'm not going with a super heavy dark eye. I usually like to cover it up with some of this stuff. So I bring it all the way up to my brow, and then I blend it in. And it doesn't like completely cover up everything to make it look like I have a whole bunch of concealer on my eye, but it does help it a little bit to tone down the brightness of the purpley veins. I used a lot on that eye. Sorry if the tip of my mirror keeps making an appearance. Holding it down here is not very natural for me. I won't do that, but it's gonna be hard to stop doing that. So just so you know, sorry in advance. Right, so I'm going to define my crease, and I'm going to use this shade right here, which is Force of Nature, and then I'm going to deepen the crease with this shade, which is Natural Beauty. And I like to bring it pretty far in because I do have slightly hooded eyes, so I kind of like that crease to continue a bit, but I don't bring it too far out. I try to stop right there so that it keeps my eyes lifted. I don't really have droopy eyes, and my eyes don't really go up either. They're just kind of smack dab in the middle of my face, so I try to keep it from looking like they're droopy. And then I bring it about halfway up. I do have a good amount of space in between my crease and my brow, so I like to fill it at least a little bit, but not too crazy high. This is where I can really feel how much extra eye primer I put on this side than I did on the other eye. My brush is catching a little bit. It's not as smooth, but then again, like I always feel like my right eye, maybe it's because I do that eye first, it just always looks so much better and comes out so much smoother. I don't really know what it is. Now I'm going to take this little brush and with Natural Beauty deepen my crease a bit, and I'm just going to put the color right into my socket. Alright, maybe a little bit more than just right into my socket. But having my makeup mirror down here is actually really helpful when doing this. And I'm really placing this super messy, because this is kind of everyday makeup. And then we're going to blend. There. And as you can see, like between the two, it just deepens it up that tiny, tiny little bit so that it accentuates the crease. And it doesn't even really look like I'm using a different color, to me at least. And now on my lid, I'm going to use Toasted from Urban Decay. I have just absolutely been loving this color. It doesn't come out quite as dark as it is in the pan, but it's just such a pretty color. It's almost like a pinky, mauvey toned bronze. I really, really love it. I think it looks really nice on brown eyes. And I'm just going to use a flat brush and pop that all over the lid. It's just so pretty, and it's so simple. I really like that it does have that little bit of like a purpley mauvey tone to it, because it is the kind of thing that you can wear every day and it's not going to clash with any colors, but it does have that little bit of mauve tint to it, which I really like. Alright, eyeshadow done. Now I'm going to move on to liquid eyeliner, and I'm using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. It's just wearing off from being in my makeup bag, and I'm running out of this one. I don't think I'm going to repurchase it, 'cause I actually didn't find that it was that much better than the Jesse's Girl liquid eyeliner that I was using before, and that one's like $6 and this is like 25 or 26. It's kind of expensive. It's a pricier eyeliner, and I like the brush itself, but the Jesse's Girl eyeliner that I use is exactly the same brush. So I'm going to take this kind of far in. I've been starting to do it, I have to close this because it'll dry out. I've been starting to do my eyeliner a little further in on my lash line, and it just like creates a very nice shape for me. I do have larger eyes, but they're not super big, so I like having that bit more of a slant to it, like more of an almondy eye. And I'm not going to do a super thick line or anything, just a little bit, starting thinner in the inner corner and getting bigger as I go out to my outer lash line. Well, this is where the mirror is going to come into frame. Just a little something to define my lash line and make my outer edge look a little bit fuller and a little sexier. I don't have a ton of lashes. My lashes are pretty sparse, and I have pretty much the same amount that I have on my inner corner that I do on my outer corner. So I like to pretty much influence that outer corner as much as I can. Another thing I really don't like about this eyeliner is if you try to go over it while it's still kind of wet, the brush just completely takes off whatever you just put there. So you kind of have to like wait for it to dry and then go over it, and it's kind of obnoxious. And I don't know, maybe I just got a dud one, but I'm definitely not going to repurchase it. I don't know, I just feel like it dries out super quickly, and it's been like this since the day I got it. So it's not because it's old or anything, it's just weird. Alright, good enough for me. It'll do. There's always a certain point when I'm doing my makeup that I just have to say, it'll do, because if not, I will spend like 500 hours trying to make my eyeliner perfect. So, next I'm going to move on to mascara, and I've been using two different kinds of mascara. I'm a mascara fiend, and I load up on my mascara, because like I said, I don't have super full eyelashes. So I've been mixing the Tarte Gifted Mascara, which is like my holy grail mascara, with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I got this little mini size from Sephora, and I've been using it ever since, and it's awesome. And the mixture of these two like just gives me the perfect amount of volume and length, and it's just awesome. So I might be purchasing the full size of this when I run out, and still using this one and just going back and forth with it. So I start with the Tarte mascara because I find that this helps lengthen more, and I just kind of want to get that foundation down. And now I'm going to go in with the Better Than Sex mascara just to add more oomph, and then I'm going to kind of alternate back and forth until I get the required amount of lash that I like to have. That sounded really weird, but anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. Huh. Today might be a one-in-one day. I might just stick with one coat of each. Cool. Alright, so that is eyelashes done. Yes, very fluttery. And so now I will usually move on to my brows. So now I'm going to brush through my brows using a spoolie, and then I'm going to go into the Tartelette palette again because this is just the best palette in the world, especially when I'm traveling, and I'm going to use the Wanderer shade in my brows on an angled brush. I think I need to do my eyebrows soon. I don't like to do them too often because I get a little pluck happy and then everything just goes downhill, and I don't let other people touch my eyebrows because I'm a control freak. So I tend to stay away from the tweezers, but I think I just need to clean up a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not going to touch the tails. Tails are my sparsest area. And I always start with my tail because I like creating that shape first. And I really like using powder lately. I think I mentioned it in a favorites video a little while ago. It's just so much easier. I don't know what it is. I feel like if you mess up with powder, like, it's okay. You just kind of rub it away like I'm doing right now. And it's not as intense as using a pencil, so it's a lot easier to kind of correct your mistakes and do things a little quicker, and I feel like you can get away with a little bit more when you're using a powder. And I am by far no brow expert, but I like doing it this way because it is easy, and brows are one of the things that I don't really like doing that much. Maybe because I don't feel like I'm very good at doing it. Maybe someday I'll get to be like a brow master and my brows will be my favorite. I doubt it, but maybe someday. But pretty much this just fills in my brows and gives them more of a reddish tone so that it matches my wannabe red hair, which needs to be redone very badly. Oh, well, that went very strangely. Gonna work for Kira? Oh no. Oh no. You always hope to have a good brow day, but especially on camera. Because when you don't on camera, it's just a little embarrassing. Okay, that's not so bad. We're getting better. We're getting there, brows. We'll get through this together. I might even speed up this whole process, so who knows if me talking will even make it into editing. I might just be like, because I always speed things up. I just have a hard time making a video that's not a million years long because I'm such a chatty Cathy all the time, and I go on forever about everything. And it takes me a while to do my makeup anyways. It usually takes me about half an hour to do my makeup, and I'm not fast. I'm not fast at it at all in any stretch of the imagination. Now I'm just gonna brush through my brows just to get them a little more natural and get the color throughout my brows. There. So now I'm going to highlight my brow bone, and I'm going to use the shade Super Mom right in here. And since I do have slightly hooded eyes, like I said, I like bringing it all the way in here, because it just pulls that up a little bit more. And it's when I'm doing the highlighting that I really see how much I need to do my brows, because all the little tiny hairs that I didn't see before stand out a lot more. They are a lot darker when you're trying to put pale powder over them. Alright, next, cheeks. So I'm using the NYX blush, high definition blush in Pink the Town. with this Morphe brush, which I kind of like, but I find that it's a little like rough almost, and it pockmarks my blush and then just gets blush everywhere as well. So I don't know, I might start using a different brush soon. But I tend to focus a lot of the color on my outer cheeks just because I like how that looks better. I hope it doesn't make me look like a drag queen, but no one's told me anything yet, so if I do look like a drag queen, it's everybody else's fault, not mine. I do have a bit of a shadow on this side, so this side might look a little bit darker than this side. I don't know, I don't think I set up my lighting correctly today, but it's okay. Because we're all humans, aren't we? Except for the robots and the aliens. Next, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer in 3, just kind of on any little areas that I have that I don't really like the look of. Right now my skin's doing pretty good, but I do have some redness in between my brows and on my chin and kind of like around my nose and stuff. And I have a couple of little baby spots or some scarring that doesn't want to go away. So I'm going to cover that stuff up because we want to look amazing every day. I was thinking recently of making a video on why I don't wear foundation, but every time I kind of like sat down to write a script for it or kind of like write out my thoughts for it, like my bullet points, it just all felt a little pretentious, and I don't want it to come off that way at all. It's just a personal choice. Yeah, so if you guys think I should, let me know. If any of you are ever watching my tutorials and you're like, why didn't she put on foundation? What the hell is wrong with this girl? That would tell you why. Or maybe I'll just mention it in a tutorial sometime soon. Because that works too. Not everything needs to be in a whole video all by itself. I have this friend right here who's mad and it doesn't want to cover up. It's just like, don't betray me. I'm still here. Yes, I know. I don't want you to be. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, you know what? You're just gonna stay as part of my face. Because it's the kind of day I'm having today. That's good. For my everyday, I don't know, I don't really feel the need to go super duper crazy on my concealer, especially when I don't have some like massive blemish. So I just kind of go over everything, and if things are still like out, that's why I don't wear foundation, is because I want my skin to look like skin. But I am going to put a little bit on my nose, because my nose tends to look a little red, and plus it highlights it a little bit. And the natural shadow on my nose is enough contour for me. I feel like if I contoured my nose, I would look completely ridiculous. Maybe like a little there and like a little on the sides, but I don't bother with contouring on a daily basis. Only when I want to feel super, super fancy. Next, under eye concealer. I use the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NW20. I've been using this for 10 years. Oh my gosh. I've been doing daily makeup for 10 years. Over 10 years. Gross. Alright, so I'm just going to put that under my eyes. I feel like 25 is that age where 10 years ago, it does feel like it's a long time, but I feel like at 25 you can be like, oh yeah, I was doing blah 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 10 years ago. Ugh. And I feel like 24, 25 is the first age where you really feel like, oh my god, like 10 years ago I was in high school. Ugh. It's very, very strange. Not that I mind aging. I don't mind it at all. Especially because a lot of times people still think I'm about 18 years old. And I'm all the wiser for it. For aging. Sorry. Friggin' mirror. And I like using my concealer both for my under eyes and for my skin. I like using it with my fingers. I feel like it warms up the product and helps it blend into the skin a lot better. And I don't know, I just feel like I don't find a need for a brush with the concealers that I use. I think that my finger does an absolutely fine job, and I'm gonna run my finger right under there just because my concealer likes to crease right there because, like we were just talking about, I'm an old lady with the wrinkles. Not really that old. Just kind of feels like that sometimes. So now I'm going to take Natural Beauty on this little pencil-y type brush again and just lightly pop it under my lash line. Just to give a bit of definition to the eyes. Because I feel like if I don't do that, I just look like I have weird alien eyes. And I quite like the natural crease that I have under here. So I like to bring it out. I feel like it makes my eyes look kind of sultry. And next, Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara in brown black, right? Black brown. Sorry. I like this one because I feel like the black is a little too harsh for my lower lashes. I am a pale little lady. I also have quite long lower lashes, and I don't like how long they are, so most of the time I will kind of pick the ends of my lower lashes because I don't want that much product on them that far out, so I kind of take it off. Might be strange, but I feel like it gives me creepy doll eyelashes. Because my bottom lashes are about as long as my top. So that is pretty much my face done. And if I'm just kind of doing shit for the day, not really doing much, I will use the Burt's Bees Rose Tinted Lip Balm just to give a bit of color to the lips. Which I think looks quite pretty. Or if I'm either going out for the night or I want to make more of a statement, lately I've been using the Nars Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Cruella. I think it's a really, really beautiful color. And I'm just going to put it right on top. I'm going to blend this out a little bit. And put it right on top, show you what that looks like. Of course, it's a lot more matte than this when I don't put it on top of my chapstick, but when I do, this is what it looks like. Here's the face up close. I don't know if you necessarily need to see me this close, but you can kind of see a little bit more of the colors and the sheen and all that jazz. So, yeah. So this is my everyday makeup look, my everyday face. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please give a thumbs up if you did and comment down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!